In this tutorial, we're going to be covering the Geometry 2 quest line. The idea behind this quest line is building with scale. So students are going to be looking at scale. To begin this quest line, you want to talk to Transom in Baobab Village. Once you've spoken to Transom, you'll actually need to travel to the ruins of Sabatrug. In order to get there, you'll first want to exit to the Bladed Plains. Once you're in the Bladed Plains, it is a short walk to the exit to the ruins. And then once you've arrived in the ruins, you can speak to Maribola to get the next quest in this line. Now the first quest, Measuring with Scale, is actually a primer to get you familiar with measuring. So she gives you a map, and if I look at this map by clicking the Examine button, you'll notice the cartogram tool opens, and I can use my tools in here to measure this map to get an idea of what scale it's in. So once I've examined the map, I'll then walk over to the ruins and use my measure tool. You'll notice those blue icons pop up. So if I click that and then hover over that, I can get the length of the side, and I'll do the same for the other side over here. Now once I figured out what scale the environment is in comparison to my map, then I can finish drawing my map, and I do that by using the tools in the cartogram. So I'll just use the draw tool here to finish this part of the ruins. So that's a complete map for this part. You'll want to remember to also set the scale of your map before you click Save and Close. So in this case I have 1 to 2. So I've typed that in up there and everything's set. So I'll click Save and Close and turn this map into Maribola. Now for the next quest, you're given a set of 3 maps. And it's your job to examine these maps and match them to the environment. So remember to use the measure tool to actually measure the environment. You can see these blue icons pop up here. Now once I've gotten an idea of the measurements of the environment, I'll go back to my maps and I'll need to examine these maps in order to figure out which map matches the scale of the ruins in the real environment. And once I've matched that map, you'll want to remember to set the scale up here before you submit it back to Maribola. So set the scale and then click Save and Close and turn this into Maribola. The next quest, Holy Scale 2, is actually exactly the same as the previous quest. Remember, you're given 3 maps. It's your job to examine these maps and measure the environment using your measure tool, and then match the environment to the map. The only difference is after you've turned in your map this time, Maribola will actually ask you to enter the scale that you used for your map. So just read the question and answer it, and you'll complete that quest. Now for the next quest, the Cricket District, you're actually given multiple maps, and this time you're looking at 3 buildings in the environment, but each map only contains 1 building. And you can see that here if I click Examine. So it's your job to figure out which 3 maps to submit back to Maribola by first measuring the buildings in the environment, comparing them to your maps, and then submitting those 3 maps to Maribola. So once you've measured the environment and you've figured out which 3 maps match, then you'll just want to submit all 3 of those. So you can see here I have them all, and I have my scale set. Don't forget to set your scale before you turn them in. Click Save and Close, and then we'll actually just drag all 3 of these maps for this quest. Click Submit and you're finished. Now the next quest, the Falcon District, this one's a little different. You're actually given a blank map. It's your job to survey the ruins in the environment and draw them to scale on your map. So you can see here I already have a completed map, and I chose to draw my map in the 1:2 scale. And if I use the pan tool, I can move this down and show you the rest of the buildings. Now it's important to keep in mind that I chose the 1:2 scale, but there are actually multiple answers to this quest. It's up to the students to choose which scale they want to draw their map in. So for instance, this map in the 1:3 scale is also correct. So keep in mind that there are multiple answers for this quest. Once you've completed that and turned it in, you'll want to head back to Transom. So exit to the Bladed Plains. Once you're in the Bladed Plains, remember it's a short walk back to Bailbob Village. And then from Bailbob Village, you'll walk over to Transom, speak to him to wrap up this quest line, and you're finished.